Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. Right, we're back with another one. We're back on the old Christmas beers, or the beers that I got for Christmas, if you like. And this one that we're looking at is one that the wife got me out of a box from Beers of Europe, all different ones. I did check on my channel to see if I'd reviewed this. I've had it, I'm pretty certain I've had it, but I certainly haven't reviewed it. So I'm going to review it now. And it's a beer that you can get in Waitrose, I believe. Possibly even Sainsbury's, but I could be wrong with that one, but I'm certain I've seen it in Waitrose. And it's from a Japanese brewery, and it's from the Kiuchi brewery, or Kiuchi brewery, however you say it, out of Japan. And this is a bottle of the Hatichino Nest, or Hatichino, I don't know. It's a white ale. It's basically a wit beer. It's in a 330ml bottle, coming in at 5.5% ABV. Let me just tell you on the bottle, it does say product of Japan, ale brewed with spice and juice. I believe this is, surely, is this going to be brewed in the EU, or is this actually going to be out of Japan? Let me just see. Imported Japanese beer, UK imported James Clay and Sons. Yeah, so it is actually, yeah, and it does say on the back, brewed and bottled at Kiuchi, so Kiuchi brewery, out of Japan. So yeah, it is imported and it is the proper one. I'm trying to read some of the thing on the back. A wit beer brewed with coriander, orange peel and nutmeg. A refreshing beer with spicy notes, a soft flavour and mild acidity, produced by wheat malt. There we go. I've tried reading it. I've had to read it from about 30 foot away, but I've managed to get there. So yeah, Hatichino Nest, or however you say it. I do apologise, but there you go. If you've ever been in Waitrose, you would have seen it, and the chances are you've seen it anyway. So I'm going to stop talking. It's nice and chilled. I'm not going to say it's massively cold. It's probably about 4, something like that. Been in the fridge. There's the crown. I do like the crown on that. Very cool. I'm guessing Hatichino or something. Is that maybe owl or something in Japanese? I don't know. But let's stop talking and get it into a glass, see what we get. And I'm going with this Vieks glass, Austrian wit beer glass, because I think that will suit it. It's only a small beer. It's only a small glass. Everyone's a winner. Let's get it cracked open, see what we get. Is it going to be lively? There's a bit of smoke, but no, it hasn't gone nuts. Yeah, I'm 99% certain I've had this. That's why I had to check me videos, because I was pretty certain I'd had this and reviewed it. It's not looking as hazy as I recall it, or maybe I know bugger all. I don't know. Maybe I've forgotten. I'm losing my marbles. Bazza's losing his marbles. So, beer in a glass. Yeah, there is a slight haziness to it. A few bubbles going up, not massively carbonated. I don't think it's a nucleated glass. And we've got a dusting of white. It does look a little bit uninspiring. I swear I've had this before, and I swear it definitely looked more sort of wit beer. This sort of does, but it doesn't look as wit beer as maybe it used to. Anyway, that's what it looks like. Yeah, sort of like a hazy golden orange maybe colour, if you like. Let's give it a swirl, have a sniff and see what we get. Orange peels, spicy notes, wit beer. Very bland on the nose. I'm hoping more comes through in the flavour, because you do get a subtle hint of orange peel maybe. Can't really say I'm picking up any spiciness, or even that sort of wheaty feel. I suppose the wheaty feel is maybe there on my nose as well, but that's how bad it is that I've got to get my nose right in there and covered in beer to try and smell something. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'll give that a swirl in case anything is sort of left in the bottom and is going to change it, but it doesn't look like it. It's looking a little bit uninspiring. But anyway, we will dive in. Hatichino Nest, white ale, wheat beer, Japanese brewery, Kiuchi brewery, 5.5%. let's give it a go and see what we get. Cheers. You certainly get more of a feel of a wit beer, but it is definitely different. Now, like I say, I'm certain I had this before, and I'm certain it felt a lot more sort of like a Belgian wit beer than what this does, but I could be totally wrong. But let's go in again and do me stuff. 5.5%. It is very light. It does feel very light. I'm not going to say it's a massive downer on the beer because the flavours are there. But I was expecting it to have a little bit more body, a little bit more weight. It's quite sprightly in the mouth. And I think maybe you feel a little bit more of the bubbles because the beer feels a little bit light. But once again, even though the body's light, it doesn't necessarily ruin the beer. And even though you notice the carbonation, I wouldn't say that really ruins the beer. It just feels a little bit more sprightly. Goes down easy, and it is quite smooth as well when you drink it. Excuse me. Hang on. Apologies about that. Some went down the wrong way there. There I was trying to keep it all controlled, and it all fell to bits. Yeah. For me, it felt a little bit disappointing on the nose. There was bits that sort of weren't as good as I was expecting it in body and carbonation, but neither ruins anything. And for me, I think what actually keeps this beer alive are the flavours, because it does have quite a big wheat beer feel to it. It is saved by them flavours, even though you don't feel like you pick everything up in body on the nose and that. It's definitely wheat beer. It's definitely wheat beer. So on the taste, you do get that wheaty feel to it, but maybe not as much as you'd expect. You definitely get that coriander nutmeg thing going on in there for me. You definitely get that. You get the coriander. It's maybe not as punchy as, say, a Belgian wheat beer. I feel you get that sort of nutmeg thing going on more than, I mean, for me, I don't think you tend to sort of really get nutmeg in other Belgian wheat beers. It's always sort of like coriander for me. But it gives it sort of like a warmth in the flavour. And the wheatiness is there, but maybe not as much as Belgium sort of thing. So it doesn't massively disappoint. You do get the orange peel as well. I think that's what I was trying to come to, which I totally forgot. You do get the orange peel, but again, that seems sort of subtle. And it feels, although you are getting that wit beer experience, it's definitely not up there with, say, the Belgian ones. And as I've said before as well, I'm certain I've had this, and I'm certain it was better than this. It's certainly not a bad beer, but with so many wit beers out there, why would you go to this one? I can't see enough about this beer that would, say, drag me from picking up a Hoegaarden to drinking this. There's not enough there in this beer to drag me from something else that is also readily available and probably cheaper. It's a nice enough drinking experience, don't get me wrong. but it's not. It's no Hoegaarden, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Hoegaarden is the best wit beer going in the world, but for me it's a sort of standard that is set, and that's if things don't sort of live up to Hoegaarden, then you're kind of looking at it and going, well, hang on, it's maybe a little bit disappointing. It's a nice enough beer. I know it sounds like I'm knocking it. It's a nice enough beer, but it's maybe not as good as it should be, especially at 5.5%. Pleasant enough. Don't know what the wife paid for it. It's probably about £3 in the supermarket, something like that. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right, but I wouldn't be saying go out and pick this up and pick it over something like Hoegaarden. So there's my thoughts on this one from Kiuchi brewery or whatever. Hatichino Nest, however you say that again, a white ale from this Japanese brewery. There's my thoughts on it. Like I say, have I had it before? Is it as good as I remember it before? I don't know, I could be wrong on all sort of things, but they're my thoughts now. If you've had this beer, let me know your thoughts. Thank you all for watching. Sorry for waffling on so long. This cutting down the time is not working. Let's end it there. See you on another one. Cheers.